This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV. We're in Glasgow here for the Burns and Crawford presser for March the 1st. I've lost my voice, Rick. If you're wondering why I'm talking like I'm on the phone lines, I've lost my voice.
What's happened?
I don't know. It's been like two.
Was that laughing too much at what was going on there the day?
No, it happened. This is really weird. It happened kind of 3 weeks ago. And then for the first week and a half I couldn't say anything, so I was like, but now it's coming back slowly. Before we talk about you, so we'll talk about Stephen Simmons and what he came back to, because it really went at it there for a while, didn't it? They started from a head to head, and then it became a...
So I missed the head to head. I got took down for an interview, so I missed it all.
You can watch it on IFL London.
I hope you've recorded it for me.
I've got it here. It'll go on in about half hour. But listen, I know there's been a bit of banter between, if you called it banter, between the two of them.
The two of them have been going at it for the last wee while on Twitter. So as soon as this fight was announced, I knew it was all going to kick off. But I think people can expect a lot worse than that at the weigh-in.
I think so. The weigh-in, the press conference before the fight, it's going to be interesting anyway. But we kind of knew that Simmons and Kamro would go this way because of the recent social media talk between the two.
They said that's how he was so happy to make it, so he knew that it was going to kick off.
Indeed. Terence Crawford. Now, some people, the casual boxing fan in England, might not know a lot about Terence Crawford. Boxing fans will know about Terence Crawford and how highly thought of he is in America and with Top Rank. So this is going to be hard for you, isn't it? You know it is.
I know, everybody's, especially on the boxing sites and as you said, the social media and that, a lot of boxing fans, they do know who he is, and they're writing me off already. I know that I'm getting into this fight as underdog. A lot of people are saying that he's going to come over and he's going to knock me out, so there's no added pressure on me. I'm just treating this the same as any other fight. Although we have made a few adjustments in the way that we prepare, we've changed the whole training routine now. So fingers crossed we see the benefits come fight night.
Last time, we know you've been out with the broken jaw, but performance-wise, you probably wouldn't be happy with the performance, regardless. And we know you had the broken jaw, so that was obviously affecting that. But you wouldn't have been pleased with your performance against Ray Beltran.
I think the last couple of fights, I would say that I've been disappointed. The Gonzalez fight, he was technically better than we thought he was going to be, but that was my first fight in a good while. We had trained three full training camps before that fight, so I think I'm just going to put that down to maybe just overtraining a wee bit. With the Beltran fight, that was out of my control. As soon as that happened, I had no option but to go into survival mode. But I've always said I would never ever quit in the ring, so that is why I fought the fight that I did. Running, grabbing hodds, spoiling. It was the only way to get through that fight. So again, I know I'm putting a wee bit of pressure on myself. I know that I've got to come out here and put on a good performance in the 1st of March. But it's going to be a very, very tough fight, but we know that and we're going to be prepared for whatever happens.
We didn't get to talk to you after the fight because you went to hospital. After the fight, there seemed to be this big outcry on, like I said, these media sites and etc. that Beltran was robbed and he should have got the decision. I take it you've watched the fight back now.
I've still not watched the
fight.
You've
still not watched it?
Still not watched it.
Okay, well that's not going to help my next question, because I was going to see, how did you see it when you next watched it? But if you haven't watched it, then you can't answer that.
See, at the end of the fight, I knew that it was close, but I wasn't even caring about the decision. I was just glad to hear that final bell. Yeah. It was for me, that was the longest night of my life. As soon as that happened, it was for the 4th round on that the pain got it was just unbearable. I can remember them the girls walking around with the cards, and see when you know that you're actually card watching, seeing what round it is, that's when you know you're in trouble. But it just seemed to drag on. It was like 5, 6, 7, and I kept saying to myself, right, I'll go one more round, see how we go. But obviously when it got to 10, when you know you've only got a couple left to do, you just grit the teeth and you try and get through it whatever way you can. But that was the worst night of my life, my boxing career, definitely.
Given the choice, you would have taken the Beltran fight over the Crawford fight?
I think that the Beltran fight was the fairest thing to do, especially, again, I knew the fight was close, but I know I've been getting a lot of stick, and obviously like Eddie and Alec Morris and that, a lot of people have been saying that fights are fixed and all this kind of stuff. But you know, we're not the ones that are doing the judges. The officials are all appointed by the WBO. They're just doing their job. It's not nothing down to the boxers or anything like that. I'm just going out there to do what I do. But I think that Terence Crawford, this is going to be a much harder fight than obviously if the rematch would have had to happen. He's technically very, very good. He's 22 fights undefeated. But you know, I've seen him fight a couple of times, and I always knew, especially last year, that the WBO, they were trying to push him in for mandatory, so I knew that the fight was going to happen. But it's a fight I'm looking forward to.
It's quite hard to, obviously, you know, when I talk to you, we always talk about fights, potential fights in the future, but like I said, this Crawford fight is a big fight and it's an hard fight, so it's quite hard for you to look past this fight, isn't it?
I never look by. I never look by any fight. So again, I'm just treating this fight exactly the same as any other. As I said, we've made a few adjustments to the way we're preparing for this fight, the way we're treating sparring, the amount of times obviously we're training. We'll try to break it up, and because we've changed the whole routine, I'm actually enjoying going to the gym a lot more now, so let's hope that we see the improvements come fight night.
Just want to ask your opinion. Obviously, this fighter I'm about to mention doesn't really apply to you anymore. Jumped up about 9 weights.
Right.
Adrien Broner'S suffered his first defeat last month against Maidana. Was dropped twice. Was you shocked by that result?
I was shocked. I knew that it was going to be a tough fight, but I thought Adrien, I thought his speed would have took over, but Maidana just never gave him a second. And you know, I know that they're talking about the rematch happening as well. I think you're going to find out what type of person Adrien is now. Obviously, he's found out what he's like to lose. Hopefully, he comes back, maybe quietens down a wee bit, and maybe obviously we'll soon see how he's going to react to it.
It seemed like Maidana started at such a fast pace, and the question was whether he was going to sort of maintain that for the 12 rounds.
Aye.
And Broner settled in the middle rounds, and then towards the end it swung back in Maidana's favour. So
see, when with the first few rounds, when you saw what you just said, when Maidana jumped on him, when there was talk about me fighting him when we had spoke, that was the way that I said that that you would have to take Adrien Broner. You would have to jump on him, but controlled. And obviously the couple of knockdowns in that. Nobody expected that either, so well done to Marcos Maidana. But I know they're talking about the rematch, so I don't know, it'd be another dodgy one to see who I'd pick that one.
Very unlikely that he will ever drop back down to lightweight now. So what his best weight is still up in the air, 147 maybe. Doesn't seem like the weight for him.
He looks a bit small for welterweight.
Yeah,
I think
maybe at 140 or I mean, he could come back down to 135, but we'll have to see what he decides to do. We'll have to see.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens. All right, Ricky, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. By the time we come back, hopefully my voice is better, so you can understand what I'm fucking saying. So
I'll see you again in 6 weeks' time.
6 weeks, yeah. By the way, Alex Morrison hid my camera in the box just now. But I remembered he nicked something from me before. I can't remember what it was. But he took something from me and hid it. So as soon as I realised it was gone, I thought, that grey old fella. But I had to be careful accusing him. But anyway, Ricky Burns, thanks for talking to us, and listen, we'll see you in 6 weeks' time.
Yep, no bother.
Thank you very much.